So let's go back to request object we logged here. Now important just to keep that in mind, the request object is the object Node.js generated for us with all the data of the incoming request. When we visit and look at host 3000, which we in turn can do because we listen to the request on that port. So this is the request object. If we have a look at it, we see it's a very complex object. There's a lot of data in it. It's not just data. There's also bodily functions we can call and so on. So this is quite a complex object. But we can also see that, for example, we have some headers here. Headers, as I mentioned earlier, are metadata. Meta information added to a request and also to the responses, by the way. Then we see, for example, the host. This was sent to. The request was sent to. We saw some header attached by the browser, like for example, how the response data should be cached and stuff like that. And which browser we used for that request and which kind of response we will accept. That we accept some HTML, XML, and so on. So where the response is actually minifying to where safe, bandwidth, and so on. We saw which HTTP version was used and so on. So there's a lot we can gain from that request, but a bit too much. Now there are only few important things we typically need. The first important or interesting thing is the URL. Now let's output that. We can also output more than one value by separating them with commas, request method, and also request headers here. So let's output these three values and restart the server with Node.js. So now it's again listening, and let's reload to that page on localhost 3000. If we do so, now we see the output has changed. We still have all the header stuff because we are outputting the request headers. But prior to that, we output the method which you see here. It get, and you see the URL. URL is just slash here because the URL is basically everything after our host. We just have a localhost, and that's basically translate to localhost slash. If we had slash test, we see another output, and there we see slash test b logged here, and also get for method and our headers. So this is basically how we access some information about our request. Now one crucial thing that is missing here is the response. So let's have a look at the sending responses in the next video.